Transformers fans, great to see you again. Congratulations and thank you for funding HasLab Omega Prime. We hit the base tier, it's coming home. You guys are getting everything you're seeing on the table here.
Yeah, this is great, isn't it? So we have our painted model here. We're gonna be following up with more photos, more videos, more updates, but we're just gonna run through this kind of quickly to give everybody just a quick overview of
we got a lot of questions. Everybody was a little more like curious versus the digital render, so thank you to Takara Tomy for lending this to us. It's all right, so here you see Optimus in his fire truck, Omega in his car carrier, and then you have blue bolts there. So just a lot of really awesomeness here.
Yes, our beautiful painted models that we are trying so hard to keep in proper working function and order so that we can continue to show them off.
Thankfully, none of you will have that problem.
Hopefully.
It'll be molded, and we'll have a lot of different things, and it won't scrape like we're doing right now. So, all right, let's run through Optimus first. We'll come back to Ultra Magnus and Blue Bolts. So here you see, this is the HasLab in its painted glory.
This is.
And then let's compare it. I know you brought the originals because there's a lot of questions of comparing the original to now, so let's...
You never have to ask twice for me to bring toys from home and to work. But yeah, so this is the old original from 2000, and then this is our new HasLab. So just to kind of run through some of the differences that folks can see, and let me make sure that it all translates. But yeah, we got a couple questions on Instagram because our first video, we were very much running through everything. And so, yeah, we kind of left some things out. So sorry about that. That's why we're here now to kind of like walk everybody through it. So a common question I got, does the ladder extend on Optimus? And yes, it does, but this is a painted model, so it's stiff. There we go. So yeah, it extends all the way out, just like the original. It's fantastic. The missiles also do flip out, in case that was missed in my original video. Our original video, my bad.
They look great.
Yeah.
It'll be a lot of fun. Looking forward to the photos for everybody when you guys get this in hand. We'll be super gentle. I'm gonna hold the truck while you push the ladder back in.
Thank you. There we go.
I promise it won't be that tight on the final one.
Trying so hard not to break it. Let me put that Optimus to the side real quick. We did talk about before how we increased the size on some of the features so that Titan Masters can now work in it.
Yeah,
so
perfect.
I grabbed Briscoe from my desk, and I'm just gonna plop him on in, just so everybody can see.
I love the little guys. They're fun to play with.
They are. I love the Titan
And I can
Master
convert
figures.
those real good. I got them.
Oh, I'm happy to hear that. And then, of course, another area that they can sit in is Yuki added
A little bucket.
so they can stand in the bucket area up top as well.
So cute.
Yep.
And fun. All right, so that kind of does it for Optimus. There's a lot going on here. Really like the colors that we're going with on this little update. A little less bright, a little more rich, I think is the way to call it, right?
I think one of the biggest things is the white on this guy, especially compared to the original toy. The whites on the original toys were very vanilla, very off-white, and this is going to be a more metallic pure white. So it's a little bit more striking. It's nice. A little bit closer to the anime.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Ultra Magnus. We covered Optimus, but there's a lot of updates. I know we've gotten a lot of praise that it's not just giant hollow legs on Ultra Magnus, so there's a lot going on here. One of the biggest questions we definitely have been getting is how many cars fit in him? Do cars fit on him, in him?
Well, yeah, that's what dictated the sizing that we ended up going with. So I grabbed Shadow Striker from Mark's desk, so thank you, Mark. And so yeah, just to show off, he can carry up to 3 deluxe Carbots. So Shadow Striker fits right in.
Ooh.
And then of course, up on top, you can very much imagine.
It's perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect sizing.
Or like 8 core class characters if you really want to.
Yeah, if you wanted to really load this guy up.
So yeah, so this is the new HasLab.
That is the new HasLab, and
we'll
then
show off
here's
the original.
The original, and I guess you can really see a lot more of that vanilla coloring that was in the original, but we're doing a more pure white on this guy.
That'd be great. And then we can compare the fronts here quick. We can look at the shiny and the vac metal and how that's all going to come together. I know that was a big. People really understood once we showed the video last week what we were actually doing. Again, be a little different because this is paint versus what you're going to actually get for vac metal. So, but you know what you're getting after getting
rendering. Yeah, rendering vac metal is always pretty tricky.
Always.
So I know that the shine on like some of the faces and things like that. It got a little intense. So
all right, let's show how Blue Bolts, I can talk, guys, goes on top here. So everybody, I know that was another question. We did show it in the render, but just showing like that he does connect.
Yeah, he just pegs on right there, just like that. There are 5mm posts right there.
It pegs easier when it's not full of paint.
There we go.
So perfect. All right. So let's compare Blue Boats to Blue Boats. Now I can really not talk today, guys. I promise I'll do better in the future.
Yeah. Let me grab the original. So there's the original right there. Excuse me real quick.
Being oh so gentle. We want to make sure when we get photos, they still look good.
One of the... When we were first planning this out, Yuki was very excited because this little handle in the back, he was like, we can mold that in like silver metallic so it will stand out. So that was like a big point that he was super excited to get in here. So we're happy to do that. But yeah, here's some of the color differences. Like it's essentially, it's very similar.
It's very similar.
Yeah.
But now you have a weaponizer, which is incredible. We gave you an all new character in this offering. So, you know, when Yuki's like, I have an idea, we always perk up and listen. It's always fun to be in those development calls because he's a master. I mean, they're all wizards, but yeah, as we like to say. So yeah. All right. So this is the offering in vehicle mode. How about we show the renders back up on screen quick? We're going to take a second. We're going to convert all these guys into their bot modes, and we'll go over all of those features with you as well, because I know we got a lot of questions about that. All right, so here's Optimus Prime converted into his bot mode. So let's take a look at the painted model we have going on here.
Oh, it's such a nice...
I like the blaster.
The blaster's nice, and it also serves as like a front wheel for when the front separates from the rest of the armor, so he can still roll. So yeah, it still has that function. I know I did get some questions about that. Yes, it rolls. Perfect. But yeah, I love this Optimus Prime design so much. So some of the improvements here, and I'm going to bring out the original, just to kind of show, compare, and contrast. So first thing that a lot of people are going to notice, we are not vac metallizing his pecs, I guess I'm going to call it.
Yep.
His chest plate, just because this was a very sensitive area on the original one because you were putting armor on top of it. It was very easy for it to like scratch and be damaged. So we very much took that into consideration when we were going to this new one, just being like, okay, we're not doing that here because we want to make sure this stays pretty and pristine. And I think we're getting there.
He's a little bit bigger.
He is a little bit bigger. He's got to be able to support a lot more of the armor and be more proportional, which is what essentially that was the designing goal for this guy, was to make sure that he could handle all the armor that he was going to wear. But yeah, I love these guys.
Oh, the original.
Well,
see, a little tipsy. This is why we have the new one a little more
The original one had very short feet. So actually, that's a good talking point right there. Our new one, we've actually added some heels onto the bottom, so he has extra support, so he should not fall back. He's also got better ankle tilts, so he should be more dynamic to be able to be posed out. Yeah.
Just looks great. I mean, all of it looks good.
He does look great.
All right, so that does it for bot mode. Let's take a look at base mode, right?
Yeah, I'll bring in base mode real quick. I have such little space over here. There we go.
HasLab.
All right. Yep, that is the HasLab. That's so wide, but okay.
So wide.
And here's the old one. Let me make sure I've got that going. Yeah, so you can kind of compare and contrast. You can really see the difference in shapes that we're doing for like the armor, so that his hands are more encased.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, this is the base.
The head's a little more tilted down.
The head's a little, so his neck is actually double articulated.
Okay, perfect.
So he can, like, essentially from where the neck is, he then has like a joint up here, so then the head can lean forward.
Even better.
Yeah, it's really nice. It makes it so that it does look a little bit more natural, but it is still just a head that is floating there. But I mean, that was original to the design. The blasters articulate, or the barrels.
Hands can also double as blasters. You know, a little fun there if you want. This comes up.
Yep, it can come up as well. And it's a base mode. It looks great.
The seat's perfect, again, for your Titan Master, so it's a lot of fun. It's really good. All right, let's talk about Ultra Magnus, show off some of the paint differences there, because I'm sure there are quite a few.
Oops.
Don't worry, guys, this is just pegged on as it's supposed to be.
They know how that's supposed to be built. It's fine. 5mm port system.
On purpose.
All right. So This is our HasLab one. So people were asking, can he hold his blasters? Because we didn't really show that off. And yes, of course he can. They peg into like the side of his arms, and that's how he holds them. And of course he can hold them in like the rifle mode as well, which is when it's like all built out.
Yep.
But then, so when you're not using pieces, they store in different areas. So right now the legs of blue bolts are now in his own legs to kind of thicken him out. And the chest is hiding in Ultra Magnus's chest, right here. And you can also see, there's his Energon matrix. So that's what the painted Energon matrix will look like.
It's very impressive. Like, good storage fills those gaps that everybody was kind of wondering about that you see in the renders. Now we're explaining like what fills those as you're doing your pose outs.
Yep.
All right, let's compare him to the original so everybody can get that,
Here, you can really see how, well, one, it's just he's got a lot more of the vanilla white on him, but also just how the striking angle that we now have for the wings and how they're just a little bit more splayed out. It's a little bit more dynamic.
A little bit.
This one did not have ankle tilts, so you essentially always had to kind of pose him straight up.
Also
like
did
that.
not have these giant back heels that we see here. So similar, I'll pick him up, I guess, and show it to camera here. You can see like his feet really balance him out. So
those are the Omega Prime feet.
Yep.
So they double as his ankle tilts and his supporting heel. So it's very clever. Yuki, obviously, just a genius with all this stuff.
Wizards.
Yep.
All right. I think that kind of covers everything in terms of bot mode, vehicle mode on these. We'll obviously get you all a lot of more detail with this as we do the photo shoot in the next week or so. Get those photos up, update the campaign page, get those out internationally, send them out to all the press sites so everybody gets a chance to really like deep dive, get into everything. But we got to also show off Tier 1.
We do.
And the deco there. And Tier 2, there's a little bit of deco. I've been getting that question. What is the road going to look like? So let's definitely take a look at that quick. So again, while we grab that, here we'll throw up the render so you can see what your Tier 1 gets you. Again, it's that 23.5-inch matrix blade. I can't wait to have this in my hand and run around with it around the office. It's going to be super fun. And then our Tier 2, again, at 16,000 backers is the road piece. So here we go.
Well, we also need to talk about, obviously we're going to be trickling out more updates. So we'll be showing off Super Mode and Omega Prime at a later date.
Yep.
So please stay with us. It's just how we have to do these things now.
So, Matrix Blade.
Blade.
Only a lot big. Right?
Only a lot.
Only a lot. 23.5 inches, I think is what we came out at, right?
Almost 2 feet, yeah.
Almost there.
And yes, it does still say till all are one in Cybertronian on the inside. I got a couple questions about that, but the text is a little squished. But yes, it does say till all are one in Cybertronian.
Perfect. So yeah, Tier 1, 13,000 backers. We're almost there at the time of filming this. Might even be there at the time everybody's finally watching this.
I hope so.
Hopefully we're getting there. And then Tier 2.
And then Tier 2, obviously.
The 2 pieces of road, these are molded in this color, right? That was one of the questions I got. Was like, what is the deco going to be?
They're molded because, obviously, if you're putting stuff on top of it, it could scratch.
Yep.
So that's why we're doing molded and not painted. So they will be molded in like the road gray that showed up in the anime. And then the arms as well will be molded gunmetal.
Looks great.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super fun. I like the road thing. Clearly multiple purchases, so you can pose out all your vehicles in vehicle mode, and then a second one so that you can pose out in Omega Prime mode and stand out. So guys are gonna just have to get more than one of these, I think. So
I hope so.
All right, so that's a quick, good little check-in for this week. Again, thank you so much for getting this funded. Congratulations to all of you that you're finally gonna get to add this to your collection. As we continue to celebrate Transformers 40th anniversary, we have a lot more in plan for you. We're going to do a lot of fan streams. I know our press release mentioned that we're going to have weekly fan streams in March, so you'll be back joining me for a bunch of that. Mark's going to hop on. We got legacy reveals. We got studio series stuff. We have some retailer exclusives.
We got a lot.
We have a lot. There's a lot going on. I know everybody's been asking, when are we going to see these?
For the 40th anniversary, right?
Yeah, so Transformers 40. It's going to be a lot of fun. Got a lot of celebrating to do. So until next time, You have until March 14th at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to back HasLab Omega Prime. Again, the base model is funded, so the original offering you saw at the start of this, that's yours to keep as soon as you back this when it comes in.
Which thank you all for your support. I'm glad that we made it there as fast as we did.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Record for us, and then we're on to tier 1. We should get there soon, and again, possibly maybe you've even unlocked it by the time you get to see this. So continue to check out HasbroPulse.com, like, follow, subscribe, share, all of that stuff for us, and we'll see you next time.
Yep, we'll have more updates coming. Till all are one.